We're cooking. Ink Cinderella. She's not here for that right now. We gotta go. We play down the Lilo and pass the turn. NANI? What's up? I'm Ben and this is Ready Set Ink. It's the day before the American National Championships, and I'm here to tell you that I think that the Inklands aggro had it all solved. Back in my day, we had this deck right here that was able to go faster than any other deck there was. This was my own brew because it had this Jafar. Not a lot of other people play this Jafar. And then I also had this Maximus if I ever got to top end because he's bodyguard and support. You can make a big play with the support, if you know what I'm saying. Lots of lore ready to go. I think this is the deck that everybody should play for the national championships. This is Maleficent, Mistress of All Evil. I remember pulling this card into the Inklands, and I was like, it's kind of aggro Quest for 2 lore. I'm putting it in this deck. This is the deck that I played for lots of into the Inklands. The Dockaroo, underrated, dude. Bring back Doc. Whenever this character quests, you may pay 1 less ink for the next character you play this turn. He's in charge of this outfit. That's right, Slay. He kind of looks like Santa, but Santa was a little bit ago, am I right? Chernabog can be played. We're playing 2 of him. Chernabog can almost be played for free if enough of our cards go into the discard. We got Befuddle. The best thing about Befuddle is befuddling somebody's snake. If they play a snake, boom, befuddle it right back to their hand. They're less likely to fall in those traps. Now, we also got the Bare Necessities, so we get to rip Be Prepared from their hand. They can't get us. Then, Friends on the Other Side, we can sing that with Cinderella really, really easily and really, really fast. And then the most aggro card there is Never Ever Land, the Mermaid Lagoon, the location with the 1/4 stat line. The 1 doesn't mean anything. We're not moving any characters here, but we might to get into our opponent's head. If you move a character to a location that doesn't have an ability, your opponent's like, whoa, what's going on? You get in their head and they might make a mistake that way. That's what we're doing. Those are the mind games that we're playing. We're going to play it together on Ink Table. If you want to check out this deck, that's only made with the first 3 sets of cards. You can go into the video description, or then you can go to menu, export, Ink Table, and play on Ink Table to play it for yourselves and remember the good old days. Things that we learned in this video, sometimes the first 3 sets are all you need. We can win with just the first 3 sets. I'm talking first chapter, Rise of Floodborn, into the Inklands. You don't need all those other fancy sets. Number 2, win fast, but also lose just as fast. If you get paired into Steel Ink, they're going to be able to remove you just as fast, and then you won't have any way to get back on the board. Now, in like the newer sets, you're able to get back on the board with stuff like the Amethyst Chromacon, but you know how it goes. And number 3, just don't pair into the Steel Ink. You'll be cooking. We're going up against a Blurple deck, and the only way that you win with this kind of deck that we're playing is if you go first. So that's exactly what we're doing. I think we're going to keep the Cinderella. No, I don't think they have any actions in that deck that we're playing against. I think Blurple is pretty character-based right now. Maybe we do keep the Bare Necessities, and then that's what we're doing. Lots of aggro cards. We got Friends on the Other Side. That's almost better option than Bare Necessities. So we are going to ink Bare Necessities and play our Cinderella, because Cinderella can refill our hand, and then next turn we'll be able to dump 2 Maleficents on board. I think we're going to be okay. I think that this might be the God hand right here. There is the Cogsworth. He can give Rush, but he can't take out our Cinderella, and that's what we want to see. We are going to play. We're going to sing Friends on the Other Side with the Ursula, Elsa, Cinderella, all the card names. We get a Snake and a Maleficent. We are going to ink the Maleficent, and then we get to play our little piggy. Is the piggy the best thing for us? Or is 2 Maleficents? I think 2 Maleficents is the best. Then next turn, it should be Pinocchio and that. Next turn, it can be Piggy and that. Yeah, we're going 2 Maleficents. That's what we're doing this turn. And then we're passing the turn. Our opponent inks another card. The Blurple, do we see the power? They're questing instead of challenging our Cinderella. That's what's up. They play a Tipo. Now this is where it gets interesting because Cinderella can challenge into Cogsworth. But now that we got a Simba, everything's different. We are going to ink the Snake. We're going to play Simba in bodyguard position. Now they can't challenge these things. Yes, we want to exert it into that. And then we will play a Neverland. Neverland is going to gain us lore, and now we do quest with our Cinderella. We could take out this Cogsworth. But the fact that they have to throw in a Simba if they want to take us out is okay with me. And then we will quest. You already know, questing with the Cinderella. We're going to get 5 lore this turn. Quest, quest, quest. We had to go Simba instead of Piglet because otherwise these Maleficents both would have been taken care of. Questing also with the Maleficent up to 5 lore. That is the math. And then we pass the turn. Next turn, we won't have enough ink to move to Neverland. But if we do, we'll really be inside of our opponent's head. They're questing both of their characters. Love to see it. Ink in a card. For 4 ink, they play the Merlin Rabbit. Merlin Rabbit would be able to take out Simba, but it'd have to take 2 to do it. We can, if we ink the Piglet, we can play 2 Pinocchios, and then it might just be game over for them. So that's what we're doing. We're inking the Piglet. We're being weird. We're playing 2 Pinocchios. Crazy ideas, and then we are questing away. We're questing our Cinderella. We're not taking out the Cogsworth with it. We are questing our Maleficent. We're not doing the things. We quest the Maleficent. That's what she's there for. We could use the Simba to take out stuff, but if we don't quest the Simba, like we're questing the Simba. We want to win the game because right now we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 lore on board that we can get next turn. If they can't stop the 13 lore that we get next turn, we're going to be okay. They have to knock us down to not get 8 lore. They have to get rid of 5 lore that we have on board. They throw the rabbit in. They're going to move the damage to the Pinocchio. That's the wombo combos. This Bell's super good. They're going to do the other damage to this. And it looks like they successfully took off the lore that we needed on board. We have 3. Oh, do we secure it there? I don't know. We'll just have to play the cards. We will play the Neverland. We will quest the, what's her name? Cinderella. Quest the Pinocchio. He quests for 3 up to 17. And then we quest our Maleficent. We're all the way up at 19. They did successfully take us down a whole bunch of lore. And then this is the part where we get in our opponent's head. We're going to move characters to Neverland. And they're not going to know what's going on. They're going to look at us moving the cards and say, what in the world? How are they doing that? And then we'll pass the turn. Now they're confused. Did they just quest? What? And then they use the rabbit to punish our Pinocchios. They're using the Detective Mickey to ink a card. They play the Tadashi Hamada, and then we win with locations. It's as easy as that. The Inklands Aggro had it all figured out. If you don't believe me, we'll play against another deck right now together. We're going to play our same Inklands Aggro, and we'll go against, I don't know, the best deck? The Emerald Steel? Where is it? Zan's deck from Vegas, right? And we'll even let Zan go first. Zan goes first. And then here we are playing the game of Disney Lorcana. We got lots of good cards, including our Lilo, Cinderella combos. We're going to get rid of our goats. We're getting rid of those, even though we should keep those free. And never punished. We're good to go. They ink a card. What do they got? Nothing. We're cooking. Ink Cinderella. She's not here for that right now. We got to go faster. We play down the Lilo and pass the turn. Do they have a character for 2? They have Ursula. We need to bounce Ursula because they could challenge into Lilo. So we will quest Lilo. We are going to ink the snake. We're going to play Befuddle. That's going to bounce their Ursula back to their hand. Never saw it coming. And we're going to play the Neverland. There is our aggro right there. And we're passing the turn. Next turn, we're going to be able to bodyguard with our Simba. Love to see it. They play down the Ursula. Guess what, buddy? I ain't got no songs. They do have the Hidden Cove, which is a problem for us. Because Hidden Cove will be able to one-shot what we got. We can ink a Wendy Darling at this point. Yeah. And then we can play Simba in bodyguard position. And we will also get to play our Lilo. Hopefully next turn we get to play 2 piggies on the board. We get to quest for 2. That's all the way up to 5 already. And we're passing the turn. 3 ink, 5 lore. They're inking. They move to Hidden Cove. And they're going to sing Sudden Show. Sadly, we got to get rid of one of our piggies. Too good. And then the Hypnotize, we got to get rid of the other piggy. This point, we say, shucks. We wish they wouldn't have gotten rid of our piggies. We get Chernobog, the Evil Doer. We have 2 character cards into the Inkwell. We're not going to be able to use Chernobog. We are going to challenge the Simba into the Hidden Cove, trying to get rid of it. And then we get to quest our Lilo and Stitch. And we get to quest our other Lilo and Scrump. She's holding the Grump card. And then we can move all of our characters to the Neverland. Why might we do that? To get in our opponent's head. They're going to be like, what? They're moving to a location? What's going on? We're up at 10 more. We could have been at 11 if we didn't challenge into that Hidden Cove, but I think we're going to need to. They played down a Morph, and they're singing the discard card. So we got to get rid of our Chernabog, even though we were hoping we could play our Chernabog. Up to 11 lore. We get Bare Necessities. Sadly, it's looking like we are going to ink the Bare Necessities, and then we are going to challenge the Simba into the Hidden Cove, doing some 4 damage to it. And we are not challenging the other ones. We are going to quest our Lilo. That's up to 13, and then you already know that we're questing the other Lilo up to the 15, and then they could actually clear our whole board this next turn if they move to Hidden Cove and then challenge into people. Looks like they're not. Oh, they did it. They moved the bird to Hidden Cove. They're doing it that way. And then they're going to take out the Lilo with the Maleficent. This Morph could also take out another Lilo. They move it to the Hidden Cove so it doesn't die in the challenge. And then at this point, they have the comeback. We're up at 16 with our location. We get Maleficent. We are going to play Maleficent. And if they don't get a removal card, which we haven't seen Let the Storm Rage On or any other removals, they have a Muses. If they have any song, they do get the removals. They do 3 damage to our Hidden Cove and another 3 damage to our Hidden Cove. They're building the board. They're building the case against us. But we went first, and that's how aggro wins. All you got to do is not let them go first. If they think they're going first, just say, no, I think I'm going first this turn. And it looks like we win the game right there with the Merlin Goat. We are going to get to quest our Maleficent for 18 lore, and then we get to play the Merlin Goat. They can't catch up. We get to gain 1 lore. If they remove the goat, we get a lore. If we quest the goat, we get a lore. We have successfully won the game with the end of the Inklands aggro against probably the best deck in all of Lorcana right here, the Zan Syed Emerald Steel deck. They took out our Maleficent as planned, play down a Morph, but little do they know, we know this one little life hack. It's called Quest in the Goat. We're not going to challenge the goat. We're not going to fall for it. Oh, dude, we could challenge the goat into Morph. That's what we're going to do. They're going to lose it. Hopefully we draw another goat. That'd be even crazier. We get a Pinocchio's. We're going to play the Pinocchio's, and then we are going to challenge the goat into Morph, doing 3 damage to ourselves and getting rid of their Morph. We win the game from gaining the lore with goat being removed from play. Thanks for watching. We put out new videos every day. And remember to ready, set, ink.
Yours. Oh boy.